Okay children, we have completed our first chapter, right? All of you studied. Hope all of you understand the first chapter, okay? Then we are going to study our second chapter. That chapter also deals with plants, right? Plants. The chapter's name is Plants Living and Surviving. Means how the plants are living, or where the plants are living, or where the plants are surviving. Okay, everywhere we can see plants, right? Can we see same type of plants in everywhere? Can we see same plants in hilly areas or in river sides or in marshy soil? Is it same? Are they same? No, plants are different in different areas. In this chapter, we are going to study the different plants living in different areas. Okay? First, we are going to study about terrestrial plants. Terrestrial. Okay? Terrestrial plants are plants those are living in land, living on land. The plants that are living on lands are called terrestrial plants. These plants are terrestrial plants. Okay? Well, these plants are terrestrial plants. First, these terrestrial plants are again divided into different types. First one is plants those are living in hilly areas. Hilly area means high ranges. Can you say an example for hilly areas? Yes, Ooty, Nilgiri. Nilgiri is the best example for hilly areas. Okay, Nilgiri, Munnar, these are the famous hilly areas. Okay, did you see, have you noticed any speciality for that plants living there? Have you noticed? Yes, mostly their climate are cold, right? Okay, their climates are cold. Their trees, there are some specialities for that trees. They will be tall, right? They are tall and straight. The trees are tall and straight. Okay? Also, the leaves are needle-like. They have needle-like leaves. Also, one peculiarity, other peculiarity is their flowers. They have no flowers. They have pines instead of flowers. There are some examples for that. Pine tree, then fir, cedar are example for these type of trees. Next is plants those are living in plain. Plains means nerapayasthala. Okay? These plants are living in plains. Example, mango tree, banyan tree, peepal tree, etc. There are some peculiarities for these trees. Which are they? They have a lots of branches. These plants, nearby plants, they have lots of branches. They can bear heat. They can bear heat, but they shed their leaves during winter. Winter season ஆகும்போது they will shed their leaves. Okay, these are the peculiarities of plants. Those are living in plain. Okay, next type is hot and damp areas. Damp means nanavulla. Okay, there are some peculiarities for these plants or trees. They have many leaves, but they don't shed in winter. They will be evergreen. Okay, they will be evergreen. These trees are evergreen. That means they do not shed their leaves in the winter season. Got it? What is the example for that type of trees? Example, one of the most important example is coconut tree. They won't shed their leaves during winter season. Have you noticed that? They are evergreen in every climate. Right? Okay, teak, coconut, pepper, tea, coffee, these are the example for plants or trees growing in hot and damp areas. Next one is desert. Plants, those are living in desert. What is the peculiarities? The plants, those are living in desert have no leaves. There will be only spines. Example for that type of plants are cactus. Have you seen cactus? Fleshy plant which have no leaves. There will be only spines on the stem. So how they prepare food without leaves? We have already studied that leaves are preparing food, right? From where does they get food? This fleshy stem will prepare food since they contain chlorophyll, helps to prepare food. Also, this stem will store water for them. These cactus plant store water in their stem itself. Okay. Next one is marshy areas. Marshy areas. What do you mean by marshy areas? The peculiarity of marshy area means the soil is sticky. Sticky soil area. Then that plants are called mangroves. The plants that grow in marshy soil are called mangroves. There are some peculiarities for mangrove plants. Since the soil is fully covered with water, these plants' root cannot breathe because the soil is completely filled with water, right? So, in order to breathe, for breathing purpose, the roots, there are some roots which are growing above the soil and water. These roots are called breathing roots. These roots help the plants to breathe in. Okay. Next one is aquatic plants. You have already studied about aquatic plants. The plants that are living in water are called aquatic plants. Right? Among these aquatic plants, some are floating on the water, some will live under the water, right? So, these aquatic plants are divided into three: floating plants, next fixed plants, and third one is underwater plants. Floating plants, why these are floating in water? Why? How does it possible? Due to this small size or lightweight, these plants are floating. Okay? These plants, these floating plants helps the small aquatic animals. How? They protect them from heat of the sun. These floating plants help the small aquatic plants from the heat of the sun. Okay. Next one is fixed plant. Example, what is the example? Have you noticed lotus and water lily? They are fixed in the soil. Also, they are floating at the top of the water, right? Their stem is fixed to the soil at the bottom, but they are floating. Why? The stem of lotus and water lily are porous, hollow, right? Due to this reason, these plants are floating. They have a broad leaf. This lotus plant is used for making delicious dishes, some variety dishes. There is one peculiarity for this lotus plant, leaf of lotus plant. What is that? the broad leaf. The leaves are broad. Also, there is no stomata under the side. Their stomata is on the top side, upper side. Their stomata is present on the upper side of the leaf. Right? Also, sometimes these broad floating leaves provide a nesting area for small tiny birds. Small tiny birds in a broad leaves. Sometimes they provide a nesting place. Right? Next one is underwater plants. The plants like hydrilla, tape grass and pondweed, etc. lives under the water. Also, these plants have some specialities. These plants have long ribbon-like leaves, long ribbon-like narrow leaves. These leaves are coming like a cluster directly from root. These leaves arises in clusters from roots, and also they have no stomata. They have no stomata. Then how these plants will breathe? They breathe with the help of skin. They breathe through their skin. Also, these plants clean the water by taking carbon dioxide expelled by aquatic animals like fish, turtles, etc. They will intake carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. That's a function of these underground aquatic plants. That's why we are keeping small plants in aquarium for purification of water. Okay. Next one is plants of the grass family. Plants of grass family are useful to us. There are different plants belonging to this family. Plants like rice, wheat, jowar, corn, etc. They provide us food, right? Sugar is prepared from sugarcane. That is also a grass. This sugarcane plant is also from grass family. Next, bamboo plant. Bamboo are actually giant grass. Bamboo is used for making many things, for furnitures, for making mats, chairs, toys, etc. Bamboo shoots have many nutritional values. Mostly in northeastern part of India, they are using this bamboo plant for making delicious dishes. Then paper. Next one, paper. Paper is first made from a plant called papyrus. It is first made in Egypt. Okay. The name paper itself derived from the word papyrus. Various kinds of grasses are now used for making different types of papers. Also, some plants in grass family are used for preparing medicines. Many medicinal plants are belonging to this grass family. Also, the roots of the grass plants help to bind the soil. The roots of these grass plants helps to bind the soil. These dried grass plants are also helpful in packing purpose. Okay, clear? We have studied about terrestrial plants, aquatic plants and plants in grass family. Next we are going to study about some unusual plants. Unusual means there is a speciality for that plant. Mostly we have already studied that plants prepare their own food, right? But there are some plants which are heterotrophic. That means they eat other animals. These plants are called insectivorous plants. Example for these plants are picture plants, Venus flytrap, sundew. These are the examples for insectivorous plants. In Venus flytrap, their leaves are divided into two. When an insect comes and sit on that leaf, it will close it. Huh? Understood? When an insect comes and sit on over that, the leaf will close and it will intake. Understood? In your textbook, there are different examples for that. Insectivorous plants. Picture is there. Next one is rainforest. Rainforests are mostly hot and wet forest that are found mostly near in equator. Equator node near ആയിട്ടുള്ള forest ആണ് rainforest. Mostly hot and wet. Most of the rainforest exist in the part of Asia, Africa, South America and Australia. Most of the rainforest exist in Asia, Africa, South America and Australia. In rainforest, there are tall and short trees. There are so many climbers, different varieties of climbers are there. The ground is covered with leaves. In rainforest, grounds are covered with leaves, ferns and fungi. The thick growth of leaves has an umbrella-like shape. This creates dark area underneath. A wide varieties of climbers are there in rainforest. Rainforest mostly hot and wet area. Avade usually there are tall and short trees. Also, the ground is covered with trees, ferns and fungi. Right? Then this overgrowth of leaves leads to umbrella-like structures, and there are a wide variety of climbers, rainforests. Also, there is a fact in your textbook. The climbers in rainforest are called lianas. Okay? In this chapter, we have studied about different plants living in different areas. We have studied about terrestrial plant, aquatic plant and plants and grass family. Then unusual plants and rainforest. Right? Hope all of you understood it. Read the chapter. If you have any doubt, you call me. Thank you.